The Temple Mount, where the previous holy temples once stood, is a highly contested area, currently housing the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock, which are significant to both Muslims and Jews. The temple's reconstruction is viewed by many as a symbol of Jewish sovereignty and fulfillment of biblical prophecy concerning Messiah's return, while others see it as a direct challenge to the status quo and a potential catalyst for conflict. The first temple, built by King Solomon as a dwelling for God's presence, was destroyed by the Babylonians in 586 BC. The second temple was constructed by the returning exiles from Babylon in 516 BC, serving as a focal point for Jewish worship and sacrifice. It underwent significant renovations and expansions under King Herod the Great around 20 BC, transforming it into a magnificent structure that drew pilgrims from far and wide. However, this temple met its tragic end when it was destroyed by the Romans in 70 CE during the siege of Jerusalem, fulfilling Jesus' prophecy as recorded in Matthew chapter 24, 1-2, where he foretold that not one stone would be left upon another. Since the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 AD by the Romans, Jewish experienced exile, Holocaust, and numerous other hardships throughout history. The absence of the temple resulted in Jewish worship being centered entirely around synagogues and the teachings of rabbis. Israel's restoration and rebuilding of the temple became two major prophecies anticipated by the Jewish people and Christians. Israel's restoration was completed in 1949, but all that was left was to rebuild the Temple of God in Jerusalem.
The revival of the Third Temple faces numerous challenges, particularly political opposition from various groups who see the site as both holy and contentious, further complicating the ongoing disputes tied to the location. Despite the numerous challenges and political resistance, Israel continues to engage in efforts to prepare for the potential rebuilding of the Third Temple. Since the rebirth of Israel, in 1967, following the Six-Day War, Israel emerged as an independent state and reclaimed the Temple Mount, a site of immense historical and religious significance for Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. Kol Matagua, who commanded the brigade that successfully penetrated the old city of Jerusalem during the Six-Day War, famously declared, "The Temple Mount is in our hands." Upon reclaiming this historically and religiously significant site, the reclamation reignited the possibility of rebuilding the Third Temple. In 1978, amateur archaeologist Ron Wyatt claimed to have discovered the Ark of the Covenant beneath the Calvary Escarpment in Jerusalem. It was claimed that his discovery contributing to the recovery of the model of the Ark of Covenant for the foot-true rebuilding of the Third Temple. Yet he was able to present definitive proof to back this assertion, as he stated that all the sacred items he discovered were given to Israel.
Driven by the desire to realize the biblical prophecy regarding the future reconstruction of the Third Temple, the Temple Institute was founded in Israel in 1987. Its primary purpose is to prepare for the eventual rebuilding of the temple by educating the public about its significance in Jewish tradition and preparing the necessary religious and practical requirements for its restoration. As of now, the Institute has revealed that 60 sacred artifacts from the temple have been finished, including priestly garments, the menorah, and the altar. The ongoing efforts by the Temple Institute to prepare sacred artifacts highlight a deep yearning for spiritual readiness among the Jewish and Christian community for the temple's anticipated return. Rebirth of Red Heifer. According to the Bible, a red heifer is necessary for purification ceremonies for the priest and the Holy Temple, as stated in the Book of Numbers. However, the red heifer had not been spotted for nearly 2,000 years after the temple in Jerusalem were destroyed. It is crucial for the purification ceremonies related to the priest and temple, creating major difficulties in meeting the biblical standards for temple service. Furthermore, the Talmudic prophecy states that the arrival of the Messiah 4H will be marked by the preparation of the 10th red heifer, which is essential for the purification rituals necessary for the rebuilding of the third temple. Therefore, the successful breeding of red heifers is viewed by many as a precursor to the temple's rebuilding. In 2018, a wonder occurred once more in Israel. According to the Temple Institute, in August 28, 2018, announced the successful birth of red heifers, sparking excitement within the Jewish community. 2 years later, Temple Institute announced the selection process for red heifer calves designated for sacrifice commenced at the end of June 2020. 5 red heifers were moved to Shiloh in 2022. Ritual sacrifice involving a red heifer at the Al-Aqsa Mosque. In August 2024, a significant ritual sacrifice involving a red heifer is scheduled to take place at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, a site where is believed to be the venue for the Third Temple. This event is seen as a pivotal step towards the potential rebuilding of the Third Temple, as the red heifer is essential for purification rituals for the temple outlined in biblical law.